For our experiment, we wanted to test the relationship between increasing altitude and blood oxygen saturation. The Federal Aviation Administration requires that all unpressurized aircraft carry supplemental oxygen for both crew and passengers when operating above 12,500 feet for more than 30 minutes. Our hypothesis was that you could become hypoxic at lower altitudes even when spending less time at those altitudes. Now, for our experiment, we defined being hypoxic as having a blood oxygen saturation of less than 92%, as opposed to a normal blood oxygen saturation level of 95 to 100% at sea level.
So in order to test this claim, we decided to go into a small aircraft along with 3 other participants in this study. Using a pulse oximeter, we measured blood saturation level and heart rate at 4 different altitudes: ground level, 5,000 feet, 7,500 feet, and 10,000 feet.
At each of the different altitudes, we tested each participant 3 times so that we could average the data to get the best picture of what the actual value of blood oxygen saturation was at that moment.
Let's meet our guinea pigs. Our first participant, with crazy cold hands, Megan Brower. Standing with hands in their pockets, Jared and Amber. Congrats to the newlyweds, Dylan and Caitlin. And lastly, looking like an entire snack, Dawson Willems.
Aurora Tower, Archer 47965 is about 7.5 miles to the northeast, inbound full stop with Foxtrot.
Archer 47965, Aurora Tower, make right traffic runway 35, report 3 miles northeast of the airport.
To analyze the significance of the results and to test whether there is a significant difference in blood oxygen saturation and heart rate at increased altitude, matched pairs tests were performed. The differences between the ground measures for both blood oxygen saturation and heart rate and the same measures at each of the other 3 altitudes were calculated. T-tests were performed on the differences for each altitude to search for any significance. A one-tailed T-test, where the mean difference is greater than 0, was performed on blood oxygen saturation difference, and a one-tailed T-test, where the mean difference is less than 0, was performed on heart rate. These 2 tables show p-values, average differences, t-scores, standard deviations of the differences that were calculated from the t-tests at all 4 altitudes for both blood oxygen saturation and heart rate. By examining the p-values for blood oxygen saturation, at 5,000 feet, a non-significant p-value was calculated in 0.294, but at 7,500 feet and 10,000 feet, both p-values of 0.0804 for 7,500 feet and 0.00165 for 10,000 feet were significant at the alpha significance level of 0.1. For heart rate, the p-values at all 3 tested altitudes were non-significant at the alpha significance level of 0.1.
Given this significance level, we can reject the null hypothesis that you will not become hypoxic if you are below 12,500 feet for less than 30 minutes. However, with the same significance level, we fail to reject the null that heart rate increases as altitude increases.
I don't know about you, but it sure seems like our data is pretty conclusive, even though we only had 6 participants.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. You know, with a p-value of 0.00165 at the 10,000 foot elevation, this p-value is way below the alpha significance level in which we used.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like the FAA might need to alter their regulations a little bit. And we saw that even at 10,000 feet, when you got there, you didn't need to stay there for half an hour. Your blood oxygen saturation dropped pretty quickly.
Oh, very fast.
Yeah, so I think we might be able to consider this myth busted.